Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys about why it's actually important to know that guys like Alon, Gabbay, Seid, Simeon Panda, Doug Miller, all these other people are fake natties. And it's not because people need to know that they as individuals, that it's important that these people be called out or known, because honestly, it's not about calling these people out. It's not even about these people losing money, because honestly, I really and truly believe that anyone who's passionate about something and has something to offer the world, that they should be able to make a living. Maybe not get wealthy, but at least make a living doing something that they're passionate about, that they love, that provides some type of service. So I'm not even trying to take money away from these guys. I don't think they should be harassed for it. I don't think people should be calling them out all over their social media pages or anything like that, or calling them liars, because all of that is bullshit and stupid. Going and harassing people for stuff like that is not the point of any of this. In fact, their names and who they are doesn't even matter. The reason people need to know is because the actual damage it causes and the ability that it causes for people to be ripped off and lose money, and in the worst case, to actually injure themselves. And I know that I've heard guys like Mark Lobliner say things that, well, you might inspire the person to not be the best natural bodybuilder in the world, but who gives a shit? Why do we care about that 1 in a million person who could be the greatest natural bodybuilder? It's not even a profitable venture. They could be the best at competing for a plastic trophy and getting so lean that they harm their actual health. Well, who cares about that with all the tens of thousands of other people that the exact same message harms? And I've even heard Jerry Ward get up and defend fake natties and saying that it's good for there to be fake natties who are up there pushing the envelope and convincing people that they can do better even if they are using creatine and whey protons and other anabolics to improve their physiques beyond what could be obtained natural. That it's a good thing to inspire people to do better even if they can't really achieve that, if they believe that person is natural. It will convince them to push harder. And again, this is people just basically facilitating the fraud that steals money from people. These are industry insiders who want people to spend their money on useless products because they make their living, they make their fortunes off the naivety of this industry. And this is one reason I'm attacked so heavily these days online. This is one reason so many people have come after me so hard, and so much money has been spent smearing me, trying to silence me with courts to destroy me, because me telling you guys the truth about this stuff takes money out of the pockets of the industry. It keeps people from being ripped off. And if someone like me were to ever reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube with the message I have on this industry is completely fucked if that ever happens. So you can bet your ass there are people spending tens of thousands of dollars to keep that message suppressed and to keep guys like me from putting it out to you. And here's why. Basically, these guys who promote these ideas, oftentimes they don't know anything about training. And first of all, they put out bad training ideas. Oftentimes they do things that are going to get people hurt. Particularly guys like Seid. I've heard him say many things and demonstrate things that will absolutely over time injure you in the gym, will cause inflammation of joints, connective tissue, actually hurt you, because the guy relies upon his genetics and supplementation to obtain a physique that you're not going to be able to obtain, but he doesn't actually know the fundamentals of training. And the same with things like diet. I've heard that same guy give diet advice that is actually harmful to healthy young men. It's not good for you. It could actually hurt you. And it's the same with all of these guys, because again, they don't know what it's like for the guys who are genetically average, who don't have any assistance, and they don't know how to help them because they haven't read or researched or studied anything. And so they oftentimes give terrible advice, and the things they do and demonstrate are oftentimes not ideal. They're pretty bad for a lot of people. The other thing is that it also allows people to sell useless products. It allows people to sell massive amounts of supplements, because these people all talk about how these supplements help them achieve these results and not drugs. And as long as they're doing that, millions of naive young men are going to spend sometimes as much as hundreds of dollars a month on pills, powders, and everything else that is not actually going to help them achieve their own goals. It's not going to help them achieve the goals, the physiques that those guys have. And in fact, they may not even be helping them at all. And in some cases, not only is it hurting their pocketbook, a lot of these products harm people's health. So this is used to sell billions of dollars of supplements every year. This whole industry is. And that's the biggest problem with it, is that it creates a whole environment where people are convinced that they can obtain something that's unobtainable if they just take these overpriced, oftentimes useless products, and that they become necessary to the point where most guys who work out, due to the marketing around this, they all take these products. This reinforces it. This props it back up. And it's continually re-propped up because you put guys up who have unobtainable physiques natural, and convince the average guy that they can obtain that if they just train harder, if they just buy this better program, if they just diet better, if they just buy these products, that they will obtain that result, and they never will. And when they don't obtain it, they wait for the newest thing to come out. Well, since that didn't work, maybe this new set of products will give them that edge that they need to reach that level that they want to reach. And so a whole new batch of products comes out, and the whole process repeats because they've been indoctrinated and taught that this is obtainable if they just aren't lazy, if they just work hard enough, if they just buy the right products, that they can obtain this. But the reality is they can't obtain it, and they never will obtain it. And then eventually, because they've been given a standard for years that they can't reach without drugs, young men who might not have otherwise gone on drugs eventually realize that they need drugs to reach a goal that isn't going to help them in any aspect of their life other than in their own head, because it's not going to make them more successful at anything they do in life. They're not going to go on to make a living based upon their physique. They want this physique because it's been marketed to them, and they've reached for it so hard that they're so invested that at a certain point they finally just go on drugs, when they're people who wouldn't have otherwise done so if it wasn't for the marketing of the industry, when they don't obtain the desired results after spending years of investing time and money. So this entire message of the fake natty thing and this being propped up is actually really harmful to the people listening. And I wouldn't care personally about the lies. I mean, people lie all the time. It's a problem when those lies actually harm people financially, harm people physically, and harm people psychologically. That is when it becomes a problem, and that's when it needs to be called out and it needs to be shut down. Not because the people doing it are bad people and they need to be stopped. It's the actual dangerous, harmful message that needs to be stopped. It's not about those people personally. It shouldn't be about attacking those fake naturals. It should be about waking people up so that they're not getting fucked over. That's really what it's all about, and that's why it's important to know these things. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.